Life is truly just wonderful right now. I feel so spoiled with the constant great anime airing back to back for this anime season. It gives me life. It is literally what gives me life. I love being able to just dive into so much good content back to back, to Mushoku Tensei, to 86, to Laika, to Tact Op Destiny, and now this series. I am just 100% happy because I've been wanting so much good anime. It's just so nice to have the entire week almost jam-packed with a really good show. And I mean, it wasn't just obviously this series, The World's Finest Assassin, that came out today. We also have Komi that came out. So it's back-to-back quality stuff. And I'm just so happy, man. It's a good time. It's a good time to be an anime fan. So the title apparently for this series is called The World's Finest Assassin Gets Reincarnated in a Different World as an Aristocrat. Quite the mouthful of a series name, if I do say so myself. And I mean, this is kind of like a trend when it comes to in a Sekai type series. You have it to where they need to have their entire description in their title. And I guess really the title gives away kind of a lot to expect from the plot. It's about an assassin being reincarnated into a fantasy world, and you could assume that he's probably going to keep those traits as an assassin from his previous life. However, there is so much more going on with this series that needs to be talked about that the description in the title isn't enough to really get the full synopsis, the scope of what this series actually has to offer. So I know for a fact when it comes to the title of this video, I'm probably going to put something like From the Offer of Redo of Hill or something similar along the lines of that. But yes, this series is apparently written by the same author, the writer that did Redo of Hiller. And that is what really caught me by surprise, because I really did not know about that information until after I finished watching the first episode of this series. And I was shocked, because I was like, wait a minute, this is by the same author? Because when you look at Redo of Hiller, and I think we all know how controversial that series is, and then you look at The World's Finest Assassin, you're just they're night and day. Obviously there's some similarities, they're both transported to another world or fantasy world, etc., and it's okay, there is some similarities, but that's basically where it ends. And so when I found that out, I was just holy crap, just the writing style differences, really shocking. But on top of that, I feel like anyone that went into this series knowing that information prior might actually be shocked, really shocked with actually how good this anime is. It is not bad. I just want to go on record and say that this is not a bad anime, and if you are wanting something really interesting and different, seriously, give this series a shot. So what is it about, obviously? I think that's probably what everybody's asking themselves at this point. Well, World's Finest Assassin is basically about our character that is an assassin, and he was probably the best assassin in the world, and the real world before he got transported to a fantasy world. He was a great assassin, and he was reaching the end of his prime. Basically, he was getting old, and he wanted to retire. And obviously, with any shadow organization that you're associated with, if you're an assassin, they're probably going to want to tie up loose ends. And that's basically what happened to our main male character. He got pretty much assassinated. The world's finest assassin got assassinated, and, he got transported to another world. Now, here is the thing, though, what makes this different from the normal type of stuff. One thing in particular, which is quite the twist, is the final moment of the episode. And that is the goddess confronts our main male character and is like, I have a job for you. I want you to assassinate the hero. That is instantly when I knew that this series has a lot to offer. And the reason why is because that's very unique. That's different. Because typically when, you think about these type of stories, you have it where the MC is transported to another world as the hero. That's how it goes. That's the typical layout of these stories. Now, once again, there is some differences with some series, but overall, it mostly follows the same formula of, being transported to another world and then turning into that world's hero. And in this case, having our main male character become an assassin to get rid of the hero instantly puts the entire world into a very dark, muddy cloud. It makes you wonder what's really going on in this world. For this goddess wants to confront this assassin, being like, hey, I need you to assassinate the hero, does this mean that the hero isn't actually a good person, or does this mean that this goddess is morally corrupt and actually working maybe for demons or something? Or in general, maybe just the goddess doesn't like the hero and wants to get rid of the hero. Maybe it's like a Aqua situation from, Konosuba. Maybe it's more extreme version of that. But whatever the case may be, I find it very unique. That is a very different twist I did not see coming, but it makes sense when you actually think about the concept of what the story is about. Our main character is an assassin, so obviously if he's going to be, transported to another world, he's going to be an assassin, and what better target to really aim for than the hero of the entire world? So I think that this series definitely has a good premise and plot so far. Definitely to keep me engaged and want to keep watching week after week. It hits all that. It hits everything that I actually want from watching something like this. Now, obviously, there is a lot more than just the plot, because I know many people are wondering, okay, so how is the art, how's the animation, how's the music, etc. Obviously, the art and animation is good. Now, I don't think it's like tacked off, Destiny from yesterday, but I do think that the art style and animation is crisp. It is beautiful looking, it isn't ugly, it actually looks really high quality. Obviously, there's some scenes that don't look the best in comparison to other scenes, but it's a really good and high budgeted looking show. I don't think that this is definitely a throwaway anime for the individuals that are working on this show. On top of that as well, I really think that the music, especially the opening song, is easily one of my favorite opening songs of this entire anime season. And the reason why I say that is because just, look at the visuals of it. I mean, if I was able to play the music, I wish I could, but, obviously copyright. I really recommend you to listen to the opening song. It's really good with the visuals, and it's just symbolic. I love the way the tone of dark and, light is played with throughout the opening song. I love the visuals. It's really, really eye-catching, and that's instantly what drew me to it. I was just like, man, this is a good opening song. I feel like there is a lot going on. The story is telling a lot with this opening song, and I just, I think it's one of my favorites besides probably Komi at this point. I got to listen to Komi after I finished the episode, and man, Komi's opening is beautiful. Seriously, go watch that opening song. But getting back on topic though, pretty much World's Finest Assassin, it definitely has something unique going for it. Now, can this be the best anime of the season? I don't know. I don't know, because it's still really left to be seen. I mean, usually series like this have two directions they go. It can be an excellent series that is just that dark horse that came out of nowhere, and it just steamrolls through everything throughout that season. Or it's another series that is good, but then it slowly falls off after its initial start. Its initial start's amazing, but then it tumbles down, and it never picks itself back up again, and people don't really care to continue watching it. Usually you drop it around episode 3 or episode 6, because the story just kind of pitters off. And I hope the series isn't like that, because, like I said, it's an interesting premise. I do wonder how far it can take its story without running into those type of issues. Which, speaking of which, let's talk about characters. So, our main male character, I'm a big fan of him. I actually really like how he's like this older gentleman. He's lived basically to the end of his life, and then, he got to kind of have a fulfilled life, and then he dies. Even though he was frustrated with his death, he technically did have a full long life. And now that he's being reincarnated, I do wonder what is he going to find. Is he going to repeat the same mistakes that he did in the past and, listen to this goddess and telling him to assassinate people? Or is he going to become his own person? Is he going to gain more emotion as an individual and learn to trust individuals? I wonder if that is the path he will take. And I love the character. I really love the main male character so far. I feel like it's super awesome to not just have, let's say, a schoolboy that is being our MC. You got this really old individual that got to, be reincarnated. But obviously there's other characters. We also have another female character that is in, the backstory of the MC that we could assume dies in the assassination of our main male character. And I do wonder if she will appear again, or is she gone? Because it's I feel like the character was very interesting. We got to find out that she was a novice assassin, and that she was not really that good as our main male character. And, he kind of opened her eyes up for her to realize kind of what she was doing wrong, and she technically, from what we could assume, died at the end of the episode. So I hope that she does reappear, she gets reincarnated as well. I would love to see that, because I feel like her interactions with the MC would be definitely thought-provoking. But that's basically about it when it comes to this series. It's good. It's a good first episode. It is a really good way to get that proper presentation to what to expect with the characters, the story, the art and animation. It's everything that you would want. So, in terms of, I guess, first episodes, I think that this is the most complete package I've seen thus far. But okay, I'm going to leave it at that, though. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And with that, guys, be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.